Hi, this is Thresdend, and this is part one, or possibly the only part, to an Elder Scrolls Online Seasons of the Worm Cult Prologue walkthrough. They just released this prologue a few days ago, and I finally got the chance to start playing it. So let me see how I can get to it.
Right, farewell, my good friend.
Should be quest orders in here, I would think. Prologue, here we go. A guild in crisis. It says, Prince Azah of the Fighters Guild has requested my assistance. The acting guild leader, Merrick at Aswala, has gone missing while investigating a series of recent assassinations targeting the guild. Incidents that threaten its very survival. This is the prologue quest for Solstice. Alright, it's in Daggerfall. So I need to go to Glenumbra.
I hope to be done here soon.
So I was going to play through this on my new character, the one that I created at the end of the last DLC, which was a dungeon DLC. But I wasn't sure if somehow the new storyline was going to run parallel with the old storyline, the core game storyline, or...
Master Merrick, where are you?
Or if it was going to be the sequel. So they've told us now that it is, in fact, the sequel to the core game story. So because of that, I'm just going to use a max level character and not use the new character.
Honor and faith, traveler. I could use your assistance. The Fighters Guild is under assault. Already 4 guild halls have fallen, and now Master Merrick, leader of the guild, has disappeared. It pains me to admit it, but I need help.
Who attacked our guild halls?
No one has claimed credit for the attacks, and evidence has been lacking. It makes no sense. Still, I expect more and more attacks at any time. Without Master Merrick, our guild could fall. It's our biggest crisis since the plane meld.
Notice I asked who attacked our guild hall. I guess that dialogue would be different if you weren't a member of the Fighters Guild. What do you mean Merrick has disappeared?
Just that. I was supposed to meet him here, but he never arrived. Most of the guild is securing the remaining halls, but with you here, we can track down the guildmaster and stop these attacks. The guild needs you, comrade. Will you answer the call?
I'm in. Let's find Guildmaster Merrick and stop the attacks on the Fighters Guild.
I've received conflicting reports from trusted guild scouts. Merrick has supposedly been sighted in Malabal Tor, northern Alakir Desert, and East March. Obviously, he can't be everywhere. Choose a location to investigate and meet the scout there.
Okay, I'm ready to go look for Guildmaster Merrick. So which place should we go? Should we go to, let's just go to Alakir Desert. Why not? I'm ready to go look for a Guildmaster Merrick.
Merrick is many things, but mage is not one of them. I trust the scouts, but he could not be in 3 distant places at the same time. I need you to make your best guess. Pick a location and see if you can find our missing guildmaster.
Oh, this is interesting. It says player response option. So there's different emotions you can express now. In, I guess, the newer content going forward, they're going to let you do this. So I have a, like a kind response or happy response or an angry response. I can say either. It's obvious that you're worried about Merrick. I'll do whatever I can to help you find him. Or, if you care so much about Merrick, why aren't you out there trying to find him yourself? But I'm just going to start with this kind of neutral response. I'm going to say, where did the report say Merrick was spotted again?
Scouts sent reports of Merrick being sighted in Malabal Tor, the Alakir Desert, and East March.
Okay, he's already told us that. Tell me about the report from the Alakir Desert.
Both Merrick and I know the desert well, but I have no idea why he would go there. Still, a guild scout claims to have spotted him in Sentinel's outskirts. If you decide this is the spot, I suggest you search for him among the cliffs there.
What do the reports from Malabal Tor say?
A guild scout talked to hunters who said they spotted Merrick near Volkwaston. That area contains many nooks and crannies among the rocks to hide in, and Daedra roamed the vicinity as well. Do you think Merrick could be searching there?
Describe the report from East March.
A guild scout says Merrick was spotted outside Windhelm, a place of snow and ice, and Merrick hates the cold. Still, if some clue pointed here, he wouldn't let a little weather stop him. Do you think Merrick searches for our enemy in East March?
You know what? I've changed my mind. I'm going to go search for him in East March. That'll be fun.
Weemy is a fast and faithful mount. She can get you to the location quickly. I'll send word to the guild scout. They'll meet you and help you search for Merrick. Then they can get word back to me while I follow up with the other reports. Good luck.
I have some questions about the situation.
I would be surprised if you didn't, comrade. What can I tell you? Bearing in mind that our understanding of the facts is incomplete at best.
Care to tell me about yourself?
There is not much to tell. I suppose it's fair to say that I am a prince, the son and heir of King Faharajad of Hammerfell. After the events of the Plane Meld, my father suggested I learn more about the wider world, so I joined the Fighters Guild.
Why the Fighters Guild?
They fought well during the Plane Meld crisis, and they do not take sides in the ongoing Alliance War. Where better to hone my skills and learn about the world? Guildmaster Merrick took me under his wing. He is like a second father to me.
Sounds like you care about the Guildmaster.
I respect Guildmaster Merrick and care about all my guild comrades. Merrick is a hard taskmaster, but he is fair and honorable. He's taught me many and many things. It did not feel right to leave him, but he gave me a task and I had to complete it.
Tell me about Guildmaster Merrick.
Merrick's an excellent fighter. Smart, brave, and quick. A true follower of Stendar. And he's a good mentor. Since becoming Guildmaster, he hasn't stopped leading from the front of the charge. It inspires the guild, but puts him in constant peril.
How did he become Guildmaster?
That's a tale from before I joined. It happened during the Plane Meld crisis. The prior Guildmaster, Sees All Colors, betrayed the guild.
That's right.
She killed her predecessor to earn her rank. When the council found out, they removed her and promoted Merrick.
Okay, I remember now. That's from the core game storyline, so this truly is a sequel. And now Merrick's missing?
We were following up on the attacks, but not getting very far. He sent me to file a report with the guild. Then I was supposed to meet him here. He never arrived. When I informed the guild of the situation, the scouting reports started coming in.
What else do you know about the guild hall attacks?
Devastatingly brutal affairs. And thorough. Not a single survivor. And we only found the remains of guild members. The attackers must take their dead, or they strike so fast that no one can react. But how were they able to get past the defenses?
What do you mean?
Guild halls are well defended. They're filled with some of the best fighters in all of Tamriel. Assaults at the entrances would create damage, but there's no evidence of such. It's like they walked right in and suddenly attacked from deep inside.
How could that happen?
Guildmaster Merrick and I were trying to figure that out. I can only assume that he discovered something and followed after it, which is why he isn't here. Something so urgent, He could leave no note. We need to find Merrick and get some answers.
Alright, I'm gonna try to find him. Oh, that's cool. It's automatically gonna take me to East March because that's the selection I made. Interesting. There's not like...
Hey, the prince sent you? Let's talk.
There's not like 3 different horses and one of them goes to each zone or something.
That little Prince Azar sent word that I should meet up with you. Not like I couldn't handle this on my own, but who am I to argue with a Tusking prince?
You're the scout that sent the report to Prince Azar about spotting Guildmaster Merrick?
Guild Scout, Bruiser, and General Pain in the Arse. At least that's what Merrick calls me. While most of the guilds settled in to defend the remaining guild halls, I volunteered to stay in the field.
So what's the situation here?
I was looking into the attacks on the Fighters Guild when word reached me that the Little Prince had lost our guildmaster. When I heard rumors that someone who matched Merrick's description was in the area, I sent my report and started to investigate.
And what have you found out?
Trappers warming themselves in a Windhelm tavern claimed to see someone who looked like Merrick out this way. Said he was intense, like a man on a mission. I got this far and decided to wait for you. The trail leads east, so that's where we're going.
How do you get involved in all this?
Funny story. I started out as a guard in Shornhelm who got caught up in monumental events. Eventually, I joined the Fighters Guild, who usually hire out my services to anyone who needs protection or a sharp sword. Not as funny as I remembered.
Do you know anything more about the attacks on the guild halls?
Just the basics. I was on assignment when the attacks occurred. Since then, I've been trying to dig up anything to point us at the perpetrators. Then I got word that Merrick had disappeared. I hope he's onto something and not another victim.
Alright, let's find him. So this area, East March, this is, if I remember correctly, the next to last area of the Ebonhard Pact storyline. So if you start the game and you play either a Nord, an Argonian, or a Dark Elf, this is not the last zone that you go to, but it's the next to last zone. Right after this, you go to the Rift, which I believe is the final zone before you finish off the story in Cold Harbor. Alright, where am I going here? Over there, okay. Why is my armor thing not working? Am I wearing different armor? Am I not wearing enough light armor now? Yeah, it looks like I'm not wearing enough pieces of light armor. I've messed up somewhere. What am I doing wrong here? Looks like my helmet is wrong. It's the wrong helmet. There we go. Now I can use that ability. You have to have 5 pieces of light armor on to use it. Let's go grab this sky shard over here. Do I have any skills I need? I've got 3. 3 skill points. I'll just wait for some of these to morph, I think. Don't need any of those. Let's do this. No, I don't need any of this stuff. What's this? use that? I don't use it. Okay, so I won't. I'm just gonna leave all that alone. I'll deal with that stuff later.
That trap on the ground looks familiar. Check it out. Yep, that's one of Merrick's, all right. Uses them when he's too busy to stop at a proper inn. Let's keep going. That camp looks promising. See what those papers are all about.
Guildmaster Merrick's notes. Many days have passed since I started investigating the attacks on the Fighters Guild. Multiple guild halls suffered heavy casualties, with no sign of forced entry. Through a series of informants, I learned several details. This is what I know so far. An unknown enemy powerful enough to wipe out entire guild halls is attacking the Fighters Guild. Clues discovered since I started my private investigation point to this same enemy showing interest in Rivenspire for some as-yet undisclosed reason. An informant provided directions to a possible campsite used by this unknown enemy. A simple map sketch follows. I was supposed to meet Prince Azah, but time is of the essence. I need to strike before the unknown enemy slips away again. The young prince has been an excellent student and will be fine on his own. Hopefully when next we meet, I'll know who the attackers are and we can rally the guild to deal with them once and for all.
Merrick went after the enemy by himself? That spot on the map. It's north of here.
It is? I thought maybe we were going to go to Rivenspire and fight some vampires or something.
You there. I could use some help.
Razawir.
That Fighters Guild warrior was a storm of fury. Left me alive so I could tell some prince what happened here. But neither of you looks much like a prince to me.
Fighters Guild warrior? You mean Guildmaster Merrick? Tell us what happened here.
Revenge happened. We misjudged the Guildmaster's skill and his anger. He let me live when I renounced the Order of the Black Worm. What you call the Worm Cult made me swear to tell Prince Azah everything I know.
Prince Azah sent me in his place. Tell me what you know.
I don't think so. Not quite yet. My pain is great. Get me something to ease my suffering. Then, I'll share what I know.
Alright, this guy's a Worm Cult member. I'm not gonna be nice to this guy. I can say, you'll feel better if you just tell me what you know. I certainly will. Or I can say, pain is a great motivator. Say what you know, then we'll help you. Or I can ask him, alright, what do you need? I'm gonna say this one, pain is a great motivator.
You bastard! The pain is too great. I'll pass out or die before I can tell you everything I know. And then where will you be? Please, help me. And we'll both get what we want.
Alright, I'm gonna use my intimidate skill. I'm gonna say, I'm done discussing this. Talk now, or Scordo here will make your suffering worse.
Alright, you bastards. I'm done with all this anyway. No promise of powers worth dying for. The Order of the Black Worm has returned to take vengeance on the Fighters Guild, the Mages Guild, and all of Tamriel.
So where's Guildmaster Merrick now?
I told him that our leader, Mazama, had business with Magister Andrello at the Cold Moon Inn in Windhelm, but he left before I could tell him the rest. We have a new weapon. I don't know any details, but Mazama called it a Soul Reaper.
Alright, we got some info.
This little worm claims he's renounced his evil ways.
Yeah, right.
Guess I won't gut him like I planned. No Merrick yet, but feels like we're getting closer. Go over what we just learned.
The Worm Cult has returned to take vengeance on the Fighters and Mages Guild and all of Tamriel.
The damn Worm Cult is really back.
Apparently.
I thought they scattered after we stopped the plane meld. You'd hear about a few remnants, but nothing significant. Not like this. And he said they had a new weapon. What the tusk is a Soul Reaper anyway?
The cultists said their leader had business with a Magister Andrello at the Cold Moon Inn.
That's in Windhelm, the stone building, right by the southern stables. How about you find this Magister, find out what business she has with Mazama, and if she's seen Merrick, I'll collect Weemy and wait for you outside the inn.
Alright, I'll meet you outside after I talk to the Magister.
I never expected the enemy to be the Worm Cult. Thought they were finished after we stopped the plane meld. Obviously, Merrick has a plan to crush him. Let's get to Windhelm and the Cold Moon Inn and see what this Magister can tell us.
So what's the deal with the Worm Cult anyway? We know who the Worm Cult is, but I'm gonna ask him anyway.
They call themselves the Order of the Black Worm, followers of an evil bastard named Manamarco, a necromancer who worked for Molag Bal. They tried to drag Nirn into Cold Harbor with giant anchors from the sky, called it the Plane Melt. Crazy time.
Yeah, Molag Bal is the final villain, final boss in the core game story. What stopped the plane melt?
The three alliances teamed up with the fighters and mages guilds to fight Molag Bal. Some heroes ended Manamarco, but I don't know the full story. In the end, we stormed Cold Harbor, broke the Great Anchor, and kicked the dung out of them.
But the Worm Cult survived?
We all thought they scattered. Without Manamarco, the remnants didn't pose any significant threat. Or so we thought. We thought we squished those worms, but I guess we drove them underground. Not a mistake I plan to make twice.
Alright, let's take them out.
Look from the outside after you talk to the Magister. I have a few more thoughts I want to share with this worm.
Alright, get to sharing them. Why am I in combat?
What is this?
Heard you fought a fierce battle in Direfrost Keep, New Blood. Our brethren said they heard fierce storms raging before you emerged. Must have been an
You should
epic
rest,
battle.
Magister Andrello. That incident has you all out of sorts.
I won another stupid contest today.
That's the plan. What do you want? A medal?
You're not the usual serving wench. Where's the tonic I requested? I need something to settle my nerves. Oh, what else can befall me today? One more interruption and I'll never make it to Shornhelm on time.
Did you have business recently with someone named Mizama?
I have no idea who that might be. One moment I was about to board a coach to Shornhelm when a strange woman stopped me and looked deeply into my eyes. The next, I was waking up here, feeling awful and very much put out.
What about Merrick of the Fighters Guild? Have you seen him?
That was the second interruption. Merrick spouted nonsense about the Worm Cult, even as my apprentice spouted nonsense about seeing me board the coach to Shornhelm while he was carrying me here. Merrick ran off, chasing after the coach, I presume.
So Merrick must be on his way to Shornhelm.
Apprentice, arrange another coach. We must be off after I finish my tonic. Where's that damn serving wench? A mage of my standing can't miss the meeting at the Mages Guild Hall. It would be unseemly. Forget I said that. There is no meeting.
Tell me more about the strange woman who interrupted you.
She stepped out of the shadows and blocked my path as I walked to the coach. I remember her unsettling eyes as she stared at me. After that, I awoke in here. If she used some spell to take my form, she must be a powerful mage indeed.
Okay. So I need to talk to Scordo and tell him what I learned.
Did you find the Magister, pal?
I did.
I think I demonstrated a lot of restraint, waiting out here and not going inside for an ale or two. Any luck finding Magister Andrello?
Yes, she met a strange woman and woke up inside, even as her apprentice watched her leave town.
That's a strange story.
Yeah.
And the woman, it could have been Mazama. Did the Magister say anything about Guildmaster Merrick?
She told Merrick that someone who looked like her took the coach to Shornhelm. He went after it.
Wait, Merrick's notes mentioned that the enemy was interested in Rivenspire. Shornhelm's in Rivenspire.
I figured we'd be going there.
What could the Worm Cult be after in that part of the world?
Something to do with vampires, maybe? The Magister let slip that the Mages Guild is having some sort of meeting there.
And Razawir the Cultist told us the Worm Cult wants revenge on the Mages Guild as well as the Fighters Guild. This is bad. Let's get to the Shornhelm Mages Guild and try to catch up with Merrick.
Right, I'll meet you in Shornhelm.
If you need quick transport to Shornhelm's Mages Guild, take Weemy. I'm sure Prince Azar won't mind. And even if he did, he's not here to stop you. I'll send word to the little prince and meet you there. It's about time I punched something.
Why do you think Guildmaster Merrick is dealing with this on his own?
What? Do I look like a mind reader to you?
No.
If I had to guess, he got word of this latest plot and he's been following it non-stop. No time to call for help when the Worm Cult apparently has a new weapon and plans to take revenge against the guild.
And now the Guildmaster is heading to the Shornhelm Mages Guild.
And we need to go help him.
All right.
Sure, Merrick got the drop on a small camp of worm cultists, but they've already destroyed 4 of our guild halls. He's a great fighter, but whatever they have planned for Shornhelm might be too much even for him.
All right, I'm going. Back in Rivenspire, one of the best zones in the game as far as storyline.
I appreciate the Fighters Guild coming to our aid, Prince Azar.
Comrade, Scordo, I came as soon as I received your message.
Gabriel! Azar! The Worm Cult is going to attack the Mages Guild!
They're already here. Merrick arrived before you and the Prince. He ran down to help.
The attack's begun and Merrick ran down there? Damn! Tell Gabriel what we learned, but be quick about it!
Time is short, so speak quickly. Somehow assailants infiltrated a private meeting beneath the guild hall and some of our most influential mages were caught unawares. Merrick arrived and raced to help, but... Did Scordo say Worm Cult?
Yes! The Order of the Black Worm is back and seeking revenge against the Fighters and Mages Guilds.
How can that... We eradicated them, didn't we? A threat of this magnitude must be crushed swiftly. The mages and Merrick can use our help. Can I count on you to join the fight?
Okay, I can give either a neutral response, of course, that's what Prince Azar is paying me for, or I'm here to help in any way I can, the nice response, and then the angry one. Those Worm Cult bastards think they know death, I'll show them the true meaning of the word. Yeah, I'll go with this one.
A little on the dark side, but I totally understand the sentiment. I've dealt with the Worm Cult before myself. The door to the underground chambers is right over there. Be careful.
Go, comrade. We need to help the Guildmaster.
She pointed in the wrong direction. It's right over there. She pointed at the wall. Alright, first new area of the prologue we've been in.
Let's look for Guildmaster Merrick, but be ready to take down any cultists you see.
Style crafting motif. Interesting. Oh, I already know it. Okay. Pretty soon I'm gonna have to get rid of some inventory. Oh, that guy looks like he's in trouble, but I'll deal with him in a minute. Let me go ahead and do this.
We must find Guildmaster Merrick and...
Approach, mortal.
Didn't want to sell that. I don't want to sell that. I'll go ahead and take these.
I saw another red guard from the Fighters Guild. He headed toward the meeting chamber.
Alright, done.
Seekers, tremble and...
Gonna have to fight these guys again.
Just like at our guild hall, no obvious sign of forced entry, yet clear signs of battle.
Okay. Anything important in here?
The black worm rises.
We must find Guildmaster.
Just some drinks. Okay. Anything over here? Recipe for tomato soup. I believe I've already got that.
Finished. Oh, thank you.
In
the
there.
Mages Guild built all this under Shornhelm? I wonder if the people know what lies beneath their feet.
Probably not. They probably do not know.
Did you feel that? Hurry.
The divines.
Those doors ahead.
Okay, going through the doors. Little bit of loot there.
Look, across the chasm. Guildmaster Merrick, the Worm Cult has him. Let my mentor go, foul creature!
Stop, mortal! The Soul Reaper is not yet stable!
Merrick!
Oh no!
That explosion! Stendar, preserve him! Merrick was caught in the blast!
A dead mortal's appearance is no good to me. Come, we're done here.
As you wish, Mizama.
No! Merrick can't be dead! We need to reach him!
Okay.
Stendar, please! Merrick can't be dead! He just can't! By the gods! Merrick! Merrick's dead.
Oh,
by the swords
shit.
of my forefathers, I will make the Worm Cult pay.
I came as quick as I... Oh no. Merrick. Magisters! What happened?
Merrick destroyed the Worm Cult device. It exploded and killed him. Comrade, please. Search the area and gather Guildmaster Merrick's weapons.
Alright, Guildmaster Merrick's shield. A family heirloom. Merrick's shield now features a large crack from the Soul Reaper explosion.
Merrick would polish that shield for hours. It was almost a ritual for him.
I'll teleport the remains of that horrid device upstairs for study.
Okay. Summons to the remnant. To the faithful of the Order who still linger in the shadows. Our time rises once more. Events unfold far from here that shall resurrect the glorious Order of the Black Worm. Its power shall grow 100-fold in the days that follow. We must come together now. Gather all still loyal to our cause and purpose. Join us in the Worm Nest on the northern coast of Rivenspire. You can enter the lair through the cove south of the lighthouse. We will take our well-deserved revenge on the Fighters Guild, the Mages Guild, and all of Tamriel for the Worm King!
You found something. Let me see.
I'm gonna look at this first. Get a sword. Guildmaster Merrick's sword, a family heirloom. Merrick used this sword to destroy the Soul Reaper. Scorch marks cover the blade.
That was his father's sword. Merrick wielded it proudly. What a loss. Merrick was our leader, my mentor. Practically a father to me since I joined the Fighters Guild. Thank you for gathering his sword and shield. Strange, though, that a Daedra was leading these worm cultists. What was that note you found?
One of the cultists must have dropped it. It's a summons for them to gather at a worm nest.
Let me see. A worm cult nest on Rivenspire's northern coast? Stendarr blesses us with another foolish enemy, quick to put their plans to paper. First, however, we must go to the Fighters Guild Hall in Shornhelm. Tell Scordo what befell Merrick.
Okay.
Use the nearby doors to leave. When you assault the worm nest, the Mages Guild will join you. You have my word.
Alright.
As the guilds first defeated the worm cult, so shall we do so again. But that device, a Daedra named Mazama called it a Soul Reaper.
Soul Reaper, We'll study it and determine its exact purpose.
Gabrielle, can you help me take care of Guildmaster Merrick?
Of course, Prince Azar.
Where do I go now? Alright, I need to go... I'm already in Shornhelm. I just need to go down here.
Prince Azar, the guild hall's on high alert. I was about to lead a contingent of fighters to the Mages Guild.
The battle's over, Scordo. Guildmaster Merrick is dead.
What? Not Merrick? Hey, pal, tell me what happened. That can't be right. What Prince Azar said. Merrick can't be dead. Tell me this is some sort of bad joke, pal.
It's truth. Merrick saved the Mages Guild and destroyed the Soul Reaper. He died when it exploded.
Those Tuscan bastards! I came back here to rally the troops, but I should have gone down there with you! I could have saved Merrick, damn it! This is bad. What's the guild gonna do without its guildmaster? And at a time like this?
Scordo, focus. Here's Merrick's sword and shield. Gabrielle took care of his body.
Oh, right, of course. Merrick loved these. They were family heirlooms. He was proud to wield them in service to the greater good. He was always spouting nonsense like that. All right. Tell me that you and the prince have a plan to make someone pay.
We learned that there's a worm nest close by, on the coast of northern Rivenspire.
Guildmaster Merrick is really dead, Scordo. I don't know how we're going to stop the Worm Cult without him. Scordo's correct. This is bad. How are we going to stop Mizama and the Worm Cult without Guildmaster Merrick to guide us?
We have to do something, Prince Azah.
I hear your words, but my mind is a storm of emotions. Merrick, my friend, my mentor, he died and I couldn't save him. I wasn't even at his side. I wasn't there to help him when he needed me the most. Stendarr, help me. I don't know what to do.
Okay, so I can say, yes, you do. Guildmaster Merrick taught you well, didn't he? Or I can give a positive response. All right, I'll grab a few bottles of wine and we can strategize. That should get the ideas flowing. Or I can say, snap out of it, Azah. Show some damn courage and avenge your fallen comrades. I think I'm going to go with the positive one here. I like the idea of strategizing, drinking some wine, coming up with some strategies. I'm going to say this one.
I see what you're doing. Using absurdity to make me clear my mind and remember my duty. I must focus on everything my father, King Faharajad, taught me. Everything I learned from Guildmaster Merrick. Only then can we defeat the Worm Cult.
Of course, Prince Azah.
Your words were like a warm breeze, gently clearing away the despair that filled my thoughts. Before we take action, I want to commend you and reward you for your service, and ask that you stay to finish this with us. For Merrick.
Alright, that's the end of the quest.
Your lighthearted tone helped me realize. Come, comrades. We have plans to make.
Okay, I'm going to stop right here, and I'm going to do the second quest as a separate episode. Thanks for watching. See you next time.